All right, good evening or morning. Well, actually, just hello to anybody who's watching out there. This is our podcast for Manila Major's Day 3 with Ray Maru Files. I am Lentropy, and joining me today is somebody that is quite known and joined to the community. Is that correct?
Well, quite known as kind of a bit of a stretch, but I guess I'm sort of unknown entity around the Twitch chat
All right.
area. But yeah, I'm Calicut, and welcome everyone to this podcast.
All right. So, yes, we are talking about Day 3, and this game that I'm actually overlaying over the podcast is MVP versus OG Game 2. And already I see the first blood, and already I'm pretty sure Kalikot already knows what I'm talking about in this game. It's literally just separating the men from the boys. Right, Kalikot.
Well, yeah, I was actually at the event, and I was watching OG utterly decimate MVP. Well, they are certainly the men here in this game. Well,
Yeah,
what's interesting is that I was actually getting messages from OG's manager since have I know him as an acquaintance. So he was saying that during the picking stage is that Seven Mad or effing Mad, who's actually the coach of OG, already predicted what MVP was going to do, where their ward spots were, what their picks were going to be. So it wasn't that much of a surprise to him. But what utterly surprised me was the utter demolishing of MVP, where they got 0 kills during the whole game.
yeah, it was actually so one-sided. I don't know if you could call that entertaining, but truly divine player from OG, just treating MVP like an open book. But anyway, MVP and OG are still in the top eight, and who else are in the top eight? Let's go over that just very quickly. In the upper bracket, we only have OG and Newbie, who's gonna be fighting off to get that to secure the second, at least second place for the grand finals. Then in the losers
Yeah,
rank,
OG.
yeah,
Yeah, I believe OG and newbie scheduled for is it day 5? Yeah, that's on Saturday. That's going to be a very interesting matchup between OG and newbie, which are probably considered the top two favorites for this tournament. Other than Liquid, who unfortunately dropped down to the losers bracket because of MVP's very inspired play against them.
all right. And now the six remaining teams who will be participating in tomorrow's games will be Team Liquid, Fnatic, VG Reborn, MVP Phoenix, LGD Gaming, and the current favorite of the PH crowd, Natus Vincier.
Yeah, Navi. I mean, the Philippine crowd is absolutely hot for Navi. I mean, they were chanting like crazy for Dandy during the interview, and Dandy had to tell them to chant for the team instead of just for him. Because I mean, it's Dota is a team game, and everyone needs to get involved.
Yeah,
That was
that
quite
is.
classy.
I'd say he's
Yeah.
really grown. He's really grown as a person and as a player. Like he really wants to have his entire team appreciated. And well, what a guy, really. He's so admirable. All right. So first of all, well, you've already talked about how OG just played this game that was just way too perfect to be real against the MVP, who we identify as none other than the heroes of lands.
Yeah, I mean, MVP has been a very up and coming team for years, but then recently they've been gaining actual success now, winning 2 lands right before the Manila Major, and it goes to show that they actually belong there. They're a tier 1 team now. They're not anymore qualifier teams who are just lucky to be in an international tournament. So MVP, they've shown their stress that they're comfortable with, even somehow beat Liquid, which is coming into this tournament was the ultimate favorite out of the most of the teams. Well, it's disputable, but Liquid just was fresh from a tournament victory against Newbie, who is the other favorite. So people were betting off their money on Liquid winning this tournament.
And we just saw like newbie destroy Liquid. Or was it? No,
Yeah,
no, it was
we
Fnatic. It was Fnatic. It was Fnatic that.
yeah that was Fnatic. I think yeah, Newbie absolutely destroyed Fnatic in that other game. I mean, Fnatic had a bit more of a fight in them. That was the last game of the day. They were
Hmm.
actually leading the tournament until just one team fight turned around newbies' fortunes, and goes to show that they're the scariest team as of the moment in this Manila Major.
Honestly, newbie, and seems to be representing the return of Chinese Dota. They didn't do so well in Shanghai, and here comes their revenge in Manila. They're the team to beat. They've only lost one game and not even a single series at all.
Yeah, I believe they were on a very hot streak right before this tournament, so they haven't dropped the game until that game against DC. So, but it goes to show that it didn't even falter them. So they continue on. Fnatic coming off fresh from a very inspired victory against LGD, just 24 hours removed from that victory with DJ's amazing back holes. But newbie doesn't seem to be faced at all. So they just went in there, did their thing, and goes to show that wow, KP is such a solid carry to be very consistent, and How is also doing his part. And Chuan, I mean, who Chuan is a very flexible support. So everything is clicking for newbie, and it signals the return of Chinese Dota and its finest.
Okay, so Kalikot, we already have 3 days going on here. 2 days, or how many days to go do we have? One, two, three. Yeah, we have 3 days left. So, of the current number of days, which is your favorite? And do you think any incoming games might outdo your favorite game or day as of yet?
Well, so far, my favorite has to be game. I mean, probably day one. Day one so far. I've been there for 3 days. Although, I mean, I wasn't there for the whole thing, but I was pretty much there for most of the day. But I would say my favorite moment was MVP's huge comeback against it in day one. So that's gonna be something which I'll always remember. That was very inspired. They were two racks down, somehow found a way to win. I mean, they
Okay,
made some huge plays, played perfectly with the comeback. I
all
would say
right,
day one was to be my favorite so far.
all right. Hold on, excuse my dog. I think he's scared by the cat. Okay, dog.
Okay,
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like he's done barking.
gotta
Anyway,
take the likeness, man.
the Lycan's back. The wolf is at your door, son. All right.
Yeah.
For me, nothing beats El Clasico right now. That
Hmm.
three-game series was just electrifying. I couldn't believe they defeated a fully farmed Naga. It just blows my mind. and, and
I
whenever
mean,
I,
yeah, Navi and Alliance always promises to be a treat, so that was no exception.
yeah, but hopefully, we'll have other games. Our next games will have just the same amount of hype. Let's remember that Navi and Liquid is still there, and they're in fact facing each other off in the lower bracket tomorrow. We're
That's the very first game today. That promises to be a treat. Hopefully, Liquid doesn't. I mean, Liquid is the clear favorite here, but I hope Navi shows what they got, so we will have an exciting series.
I don't know, what they showed with the Alliance against the Naga tells me that they're able to pull off the discipline when needed. However, I guess the exception to that is it's not like they fought Liquid a billion times like they have Alliance. So maybe they won't do as well. Maybe they will.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? That's what Navi is. Very exciting play. So they still play their signature Navi style, even though the players are different. They still play like Navi, like very aggressive, wham bam, dandy, doing sick plays, and when it's all clicking, it's just magic. When you go out there and people you can hear the crowd support for them. It's just something that I never thought we'd see ever in Manila. But then here we are at the Manila Major. It's happening right before our eyes.
All right. Anyway, so how much of your predictions have been wrecked? By the way,
How much? Excuse me.
how much of your predictions have been wrecked? By the way.
all predictions have been like have absolutely been wrecked. You've seen what happened to Secret,
Oh my god.
EG, Liquid dropping down to the lower bracket. No one never expected that. I never expected LGD to do this well, for example. And I never expected. I mean, Empire is right where they're at. DC, I thought DC would take the series against VGR, but apparently not. Lots of surprises. I mean, this is a very fresh time for Dota. I mean, everything is changing. Things are slowly picking up. I mean, we have finally have parity between Europe, America, and Southeast Asia. I mean, with top six teams having two from each region. So it's a very interesting time for Dota.
Yes, and that might be a very interesting prequel to the international. But before we move on to that one, current top eight. Who's your top three?
Top three right now, I have no doubt it will be a mixture of OG, newbie, and probably Liquid. I would say, well, maybe MVP. I'm still 50-50 on whether it's going to be Liquid or MVP for the top three.
Okay. For me, I think that OG is gonna take the tournament. I still believe that OG is gonna take the tournament. That is the one prediction I have that is not yet wrecked.
All right.
Newbie
Oh,
is actually a very good contender
yeah.
as well. However, I don't agree with Team Liquid at the moment. I am looking. I think Fnatic might have a good chance here. Uh, just honestly, maybe it's the Pinoy pride that's working me into that. But I really enjoyed the Enigma game and the Terrorblade game. Good God! By the way,
Yeah, yeah.
speaking of
See,
surprises, uh, one another pleasant surprise that I did notice in the game is there's at least 95 heroes, 94 or 95 heroes out of 111 picked in this entire tournament.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I said it's very exciting. I mean, we have regional parity now. We also have lots of heroes getting picked. I mean, I miss some of the heroes that people hate on the X Sniper. Sorry. But yeah, we see every hero getting picked, but almost every hero. I mean, you can see a random axe. We just saw Shadowfield earlier, although he did lose the game. But yeah,
Still there.
it's a very exciting. Yeah. And speaking of your OG prediction, Mr. 9K MMR himself, Mr. Miracle, hasn't died at all during the whole main event. He's like 43-0 so far. He hasn't had a single death in the main event. So, well, your prediction just might come true.
Wow, Miracle is unbelievable. It has not died a single time in this tournament.
Yeah,
Seriously,
it's insane.
it's completely insane. All right, uh, let's talk a little less about the games and talk about the main event itself. I You told me a while ago that you were actually had the luxury, you lucky dog, of getting a photo session with Alliance. What happened there?
Well, yeah, Alliance was back taking photos with the fans. So yeah, the line was long. I had to be there like an hour before the actual scheduled time. And when the Alliance Alliance arrived, you see it on their Instagram. The crowd was going crazy. Like I couldn't believe the fanboys or yeah fanboys, fangirls, and
Fan
whatever
everyone.
gender. Yeah, fan everyone that had Alliance signs, Alliance shirts. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, Lions were pretty cool people. I mean, they were tall as heck. I mean, they're Swedish, but they were absolutely game for whatever the guy or girl wanted them to do. Like they were doing silly poses like Jinyu Squad, or pointing towards the camera, or doing an M like McDonald's. It was a bit of silly fun. So they stayed there for like 45 minutes, took photos with everyone they could, and someone even brought a hat, like a farmer. I mean, like a storm spirit hat for everyone, for the five of them to wear. Then it take photos with each other. So it was quite a fun time. So I would say that was the highlight of my day there for Game Three. So, yeah, Alliance, very cool people.
All right, so that's actually a pretty nice highlight for day three. Now I'm thinking if I should try to gift something to Navi or Secret when I see them. I mean, I actually have a bunch of extra coffee here. I don't know. Anyway, uh, all right. So I guess we've gone over the predictions and everything. Our next games for tomorrow will be Liquid Navi, VG Reborn, and LGD Gaming, and whoever wins those two will be up against the ones who fell from the upper bracket, Fnatic and MVP Phoenix.
Right. Yeah.
So, and well, we just named our top three. But another one last story is what might happen right before TI. I
Yeah.
checked Twitter. I was driving home. I checked Twitter. I thought it was gonna be the day that isn't as exciting as the first days, but it's important because you determine your top eight. And then I see roster change stories. I don't think we can go into much detail into it, but what's exactly confirmed right now, Kaliko?
Yeah, I mean, my mind is getting blown right at the moment, right before we started this podcast. Like my mind was like getting blown, so I had to compose myself. Like, this can't be happening right now. Like, two of the top teams, which supposedly our top teams are, I mean, are doing changes and they're having go to qualifiers apparently. So so far, what's confirmed is that Universe from Secret is going back to EG, and Balba is joining Secret, which is already confirmed because Balba has some photos with him wearing a Team Secret jersey. All while everyone is still in Manila. So the tournament isn't over. So it's gonna be awkward for some people. I believe there's still some more changes coming. So that's what's been confirmed so far. So
Oh
it's gonna
wow.
be a crazy. Yeah, and you know what's even crazier? TI invites are gonna be announced 4 days after the major. That's gonna be next week, and then open qualifiers start 10 days after the major. So it's gonna be
Oh,
absolutely
this is going
insane.
to be quite a mess of a schedule situation. Honestly, I'm shaken too about the events. I didn't think something like that would be happening so soon. My heart is not ready. Being a fan of Secret, all of this happening, I just can't handle it. Anyway, wow. Maybe we'll just see how the story uncovers in the next few days. Let's just keep ourselves in the Manila Major and talk about TI another time. Anyway, that should be all the topics we need to cover. Thanks again, Kaligot, for dropping by and just talking about day three with me.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, there are 3 more days of Manila Major. Roster changes are coming, so it's a great time to be a Dota fan.
All right. So, and for those who are listening in right now, is there anything else you'd like to tell them about Manila Major, or maybe a tip for them, or advice as to how they can enjoy Manila Major a bit more?
How to enjoy the Manila Major a bit more? Well, gotta get your energy drinks. I mean, I was there for day one. It was 12 hours of Dota. It was absolutely insane. If you like look, always check Twitter. Always check Twitter for announcements. They sometimes change around schedules for signings and photo sessions, so you have to get there early. Also, Secret Shop is open, so they're selling boxes of. There's a rare box with random stuff in it, including a shirt. There's a common box, and then they're selling legendary boxes starting today, actually. So you have to be there early. And Secret Shop is at SMX, so it's you have to cross the parking lot to get to the SMX. So yeah, it's open to the public, so
So it's actually
you
quite a
better be there.
secret, because you actually have to go kind of far to find it. You have to go to another building.
Yeah. Also, I believe there's a cosplay contest, so that's coming up as well. Someone was dressed as Invoker earlier. I believe he's from China. So interesting people.
Oh yeah, I saw that. We saw that on camera. It was actually pretty cool. All right, so I guess that's it for the podcast with Ray Files on Manila Major Day 3. Thank you all for listening and stand by for Day 4. Hopefully, we're not asleep before, because we have not been sleeping as a crew. Lewis and I have been trading schedules so much. Anyway, thank you again, and well, good night, guys. We need it.